Good evening. Welcome to the Gooner Booth. It's me again. I'm on my own. Wayne, as you probably were seeing the other night, isn't feeling too great. Wish him well. But yeah, I thought I'd give a quick match reaction. Arsenal 2, Brighton 0. We are through to the quarterfinals. What a result. It wasn't an easy watch. I know a few people that went to the game today. And I think look, we made 10 changes tonight, and I think it was needed. But I don't think we played particularly well. We had spell. I think the second half was a lot better than the first. The first half was very much Brighton all over us, and I think we was lucky not to go to a goal down or even 2 goals down. They had some very clear-cut chances, and you got to give Kepa some credit. He was absolutely solid tonight. Yeah, before we get into it, please like and subscribe. Your support's been amazing. We are looking for the 100 subscribers by Christmas, so please help us get there. Yeah, I think 2 goals tonight, Ethan Nwaneri and Bakary Saka. Number 71, Aeneas, I think his name is, or Unas. Apologies if I'm getting it wrong. Number 71, 17-year-old youngster played up front. For the first time ever, when Saka went for 1 goal, I was hoping he would score, the youngster, because I think he deserved it. He put a shift in tonight, and it wasn't easy because although Brighton made some changes themselves, they were still pretty strong, and it would have been quite it was debut plan for the first team, and I just think that he done himself really proud. So hopefully we see a lot more of him. Maybe in the FA Cup, I'd imagine, would be the next time he will get an appearance. But no, he done well. There's some good talent in that Hell's End. So it's exciting times for us to see what's coming through. Congratulations to Max Dowman, the youngest ever player to play on the Carabao Cup. So Joe, I think everyone's not shocked anymore to see him playing for Arsenal. I was quite surprised that he got a start. But I mean, fair play to Arteta. He's brave there, threw him in, and we've got a good talent in our hands there. He's 15. He's not afraid of anything. My one criticism of Darwin would be to stop trying to dive and get penalties. That was a bit of a dive for that penalty. So I mean that. He needs to try and get that out of his game a little bit. I can see why he does it, because he's running at such pace and he's going to get a penalty most of the time. But yeah, that tonight was a bit shocking to see that. But no, other than that, I thought he was brilliant. Got the ball, run with it. He's an exciting player. He does get he gets you off your seat, and he does create that buzz. So he's got a great future at Arsenal. So I'm looking forward to seeing him. I mean, in terms of the game, it was pretty even. Looking at the stats, possession-wise, we're 51%, and Brighton had 49%, and that it was quite obvious to see. Both sides had the ball. It was quite an open game, to be fair. I think we had a makeshift back four, in terms of Nketiah and Mosquera haven't played together before in a competitive game, and Nketiah had a good game. I think he looked really good. He was quite controlled. He's got I mean, I'm probably going to get pelted for saying this, but he's got Socrates vibes for me in terms of his build, and I reckon we've got to be very, very careful. I'm hoping I'm completely wrong here, but his enthusiasm can probably go against us sometimes, because he got caught a few times on the counter. And there was moments where I thought, he's going to bring the player down, but he was quite controlled. But yeah, he's got Socrates vibes for me. So let's see how it goes. Right, he hasn't put a foot wrong really for me. I think Mosquera looked a bit shaky on the ball, but I think Joe, you know what? There was moments in the game where he gave the ball away, but recovered really well. So he's actually a pretty good defender. Look, he's not going to be. I think the problem that we've got, right? You've got Saliba and Gabriel, 2 absolute forces. So probably the best pairing in Europe right now. Feel free to comment if you want to debate me on that. But I think that they're easily the best pairing in Europe defensively. And so no matter who comes in, the expectations and standards are really high. So, but other than the shakiness. I thought he'd done all right. Ben White was a bit quiet today. I think he's still recovering from his injury. And do you know what I think as well? Timber has been that good that he's not going to look in at right back. He played okay tonight, but I think you can tell there's a little bit of he needs to get some more minutes in the legs. And do you know what? The way we're playing, it's really hard for the makeshift players or the backups to get any game time because it's unbelievable at the moment. Even Calafiori at left back. Miles Lewis-Skelly had a decent game, although I thought it was a bit. There was a few moments where he got easily shoved off the ball. So he has that in his game though, where I think he holds onto the ball a little bit too long and has that little bit of cockiness where he'll have his back to the player and thinks that they're not going to ruffle him up and hit the ball for him. And I think he had a little bit of a shock tonight because he caught someone that was actually a lot stronger than him, and he adapted really well to it. To be fair to him, and I think the second half he was so much better. I think overall, I think Eze done really well. I was surprised to see him start, but I suppose it's a bit of game time. Get the minutes in the legs. Marino had a really good game. There's some good little flicks. Yeah, he's quite he's an interesting player. He can be absolutely amazing, or he can be really shit. It all depends where you play him. But the flicks, and there was a few moments tonight where there was some really clever play from him. So I think that he's up there for player of the match. But it went to Wanyeri, player of the match. Good finish, really good finish. He's got that in his locker, right? It's scary to say that yes, he's one of the youngsters, but he's also probably one of the experienced players out there tonight on the pitch in terms of game time from last season. So you don't see him as that youngster, like Max Down, when you sort of, if he give the ball away, you'd forgive it because he's young and he's trying to embed himself at that level. And at 15, bloody hell, what was you doing at 15? He's playing at the Emirates on Wednesday night against Brighton. I mean, most kids 15 are probably sitting there playing FIFA, Arsenal versus Brighton, let alone plan on a football pitch against fully grown men. And fair play to him, he stood up to it, and he got kicked, he got pushed, he still got up, and he was still doing his thing. So I'm really looking forward to the future of this kid. I think we need to manage him properly though, and not put too much expectation on him. But really good. In terms of so we got the draw later on tonight. If it's still going while I'm on air, I will give you guys an update of who we've got. But yeah, the biggest shock tonight was I think Liverpool being chucked out by Palace 3-0. They a little bit in the mud there, really, didn't they? They've got to do something quick. But look, we scored from open play. Yes, 2 goals from open play. I didn't think that was possible. Well, I didn't think most people thought that was possible. I knew it was possible. But according to a lot of pundits, hopefully that shuts them up a little bit. All the stats have been thrown out about corners and stuff. But one thing I will say is Big Gabs. He's an absolute weapon for us. And why wouldn't we use him? He literally attacks everything, and he's an absolute beast. Now, if everyone in the Premier League had a player like that and that can score from corners as easily as he does, then you're going to use it. So, but yeah, look, 2 goals from open play, 2 really good goals as well, really good passages of play. But yeah, I think we rode our luck a little bit. The first half was a little bit could get going. I think Norgard had an absolute stinker tonight. He did the ball away a lot, which is quite worrying for me because he's the 3rd choice midfielder in terms of if Zubimendi picks up a knock or injured, he's going to be stepping in. Now, what I see tonight, I'm a little bit uncomfortable with his performance, and I'm hoping it's just because he's not had many starts, and it was probably just a case of getting some minutes in the legs. But yeah, he looked like he struggled a little bit out there. He get the ball away a lot. But do you know what? It's hard. I think it's hard. You got. I'm criticizing the guy, but if you're on the bench week in week out and you're watching Declan Rice, um, Zubimendi, Eze, they're all doing their thing. Everything's on point. Their passing's really good, and there's really high standards right now. So it must be really hard to step in and cover and keep them standards up. And I think tonight you could see the drop off in quality at the start, but in the second half, I don't know if Arteta gave him a kick up the arse, but there was a little bit more urgency, and we played really well. And I think Ranieri getting the goal just sort of helped us on the way. But yeah, I think other than that, I think it turned out to be a comfortable evening for us. Wasn't expecting it when the first sort of 10 minutes, I generally thought Brighton was going to go up just because of the way they were playing and how they were breaking the lines against us, and they have some really quick forwards. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens when we go to the Amex in a month or so. I believe around December we go and play Brighton away. That's going to be an interesting fixture. But no, it was good to have rest some players tonight and still nick a result, because I think that he had all our big hitters on the bench, and he brought Saka on, he brought Rice on, he brought he brought Timber on. Do you know what? I think when Timber come on, you can see the golfing class between him and Ben White now, and Ben White's a really good player, and but it just goes to show how good Timber's become for us and how reliable he has become as a right back. And I think that it just goes to show that we've got really good depth in our squad. That was the one thing I did see tonight, and that's if we get all our players back, December. Hopefully by December we've got Odegaard back, we've got Havertz back, even Jesus can come back into the mix, and with even Madueke, there's options everywhere, and the quality's like for like. So it's actually really good at the moment. I'm feeling really good to be an Arsenal supporter. I think there's a lot of positive stuff, a lot of positive things going on. We're not playing pretty football, and I've already said this in the last podcast. I generally couldn't give a shit as long as the ball goes in the back of the net and we're doing what we should be doing. Then why not? Like tonight, it wasn't pretty at times. There was moments where we played really good passages of the football, but we was quite vulnerable defensively, and I think that was probably why Gabriel and Timber come on the last 20 minutes just to show it up and make sure that we see it out, because there was a few shaky moments in there. But yeah, I think other than that, I think another good evening for us. A really, really good evening. I think we're going into another Premier League fixture. Burnley away. It's not going to be easy off the back of a 2-0 win at Brighton. Players have rested up. Gyökeres got a rest, which is probably one of the most important things for me. I think that we've got some good young talent coming through as well. Let me see if there's an update on the draw. No, it's not. It's fine. What I'll do is we'll talk through it in the Burnley preview coming up very soon. Do you know what? It's absolutely it's great until we get the Preston game and the international break kicks in November. But I think it's absolutely brilliant that this back-to-back football. I'm absolutely loving it. I love watching the team. At the moment, there's, we're going to have a rough patch soon. Every club does. We're going to go through a period where we might drop points, but I think as of now we're looking really strong, well drilled. You can tell that everyone knows their job, from the subs, even the youngsters were doing a job. You know, our number 71 up front, he was doing the same movements as Gyökeres. He was making really good runs. So really impressive stuff. Yeah, on to the weekend. Another 3 points. Let's hope that points are dropped. I mean, the fact that Bournemouth are chasing us at the moment is absolutely nuts. I've read somewhere that a few people are hoping for a Leicester like season where an unknown wins the Premier League. Do you know what? That'd probably be the worst thing that could ever happen to us if Man City drop off, Liverpool drop off, and Bournemouth pip us to the Premier League. That's a nuts scenario for us to think about. But let's not think about that. It's game week 10 coming up. There's still loads of football to be played. Taking nothing for granted. It isn't our league to lose. It definitely isn't. It's a game by game situation. Let's maintain it. But do you know what? We need to be very careful as well, because we're picking up injuries left, right, and centre. It only takes an injury to someone like Declan Rice, and you're banging trouble. That was a hole in your midfield, and I don't think that's where we didn't build on that in the summer. I don't think we could have brought in, I think, another midfielder. I know brought in Norgard, but they're not going to offer the same stuff Declan Rice offers. So at the moment, we've got a bit of good fortune with a solid team. But yeah, I think it was good to see the youngsters tonight. Well, it wasn't all the youngsters, but it was good to see Norgard get some minutes, although he didn't play great. Good to get Ben White back in there. Yeah, it was good to get Dalman his first start. Congratulations to him. He's gonna. I think he's gonna get more minutes this season, but he's just an exciting talent. He just gets the ball and runs with it. There's not many wingers do that anymore. So, but yeah, I'll leave it there. That's it from me. I'll see you on the Burnley preview. Hopefully Wayne's feeling a lot better then, and get his insight on the Brighton game tonight, which I'm sure he watched. But yeah, it was a good result for us. On to quarterfinals. I generally think that we need to if we get this trophy, how much of an impact is it going to have on the rest of our season? Just getting that duck off our back with a trophy in the cabinet, even if it's the League Cup. Who gives a shit? It's a trophy. It kicks us on to go and do more. So, but yeah, please smash a like on the video, leave your comments, please subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Take care, guys. See you later.